How's it going, everybody? Welcome to PanGeekery Podcast, a weekly live video podcast covering all things geek from an all-diverse perspective. Before we start, I want to give a huge shout-out to Jimmy John's for sponsoring today's podcast. Check out that $10 meal deal. It's verifiably amazing, as the rest of the cast can
delicious
verify. So, yeah. Welcome to the first episode ever of the PanGeekery Podcast! So, we're going to talk about everything we can related to geek culture, video games, movies, TV, anything you can think of, and hopefully have some fun while doing it.
Hopefully.
Not at all.
With that, no, fun is not allowed in the world.
Nope.
Oh. Without further ado, my name is Earl Baylon. I am the first of your hosts.
My name is Kaitlyn Fae. I'm your second host.
Hi, I'm Jenapher Zheng. I refuse to say I'm the third host.
I'm Walter Talens, and I'm not really here.
Thank God.
Okay.
So, in terms of like our main area of geekdom, I'm primarily a sci-fi fantasy nerd. I play a lot of video games, MMOs, all that stuff, Overwatch, and comic books. Yay!
Yeah.
He's being humble. He's actually on Tomb Raider. Don't know if you've heard of that video game franchise, but
Yes.
he happens to play a role there. So
What?
What's
Yeah.
the name of the role? Earl?
His name is Jonah Mayava.
Yeah.
He says, Laura.
A
oh my God, that was so sexy. You heard it here, guys.
That's what we're feeling.
I'm Kaitlyn, as I said before. I'm into many different franchises, mostly fantastical and sci-fi. I work a lot in the artistic field in terms of writing and directing and acting and singing as well. But I pretty much love it all. I'm a big movie buff specifically, and I love anime as well and manga.
Nice.
Yay. Hi, I'm Jenapher Zheng, and I'm really into like single-person, narrative-driven RPGs, fantasy-themed in particular, but I like, everything else too, so long as it's story-driven. I really love movies, games as well. Oh, what else? Lord of the Rings, The Witcher.
Anything with a
Yeah.
sword.
Anything with a
Nice.
sword and a bow.
Or a bow.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm Walter Talens, and I love everything Marvel. Comic books in general, but there's a few DC titles I like, but make mine Marvel. I've been collecting Marvel since I was in middle school, and I do. I love Game of Thrones and some certain fantasy genre like Lord of the Rings, and video games. That's my jam.
Yes.
I forgot to also say D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. I don't want to leave my tabletop
Yeah,
RPG.
man,
yeah.
represent.
I love
Yeah.
board games
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
That's right.
dang.
Are you repping it? What does that say?
Upside down.
Well, it's a mashup.
Oh,
of,
snaps!
Stranger Things and the D&D classic red box.
Nice.
So,
I love it.
oh, thank
Yeah.
you. So we got a few things to talk about on the podcast today. First of all, we got Captain Marvel. That came out or is coming out soon. We're going to talk about that, how we feel about that. A little bit of GoT. We have that teaser trailer dropping today. We're going to talk about gaming. So
Yes.
Anthem came out. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And Kaitlyn saw an early screening of Battle Angel Alita, so we're going to drop a little bit about that. And finally, some Umbrella Academy, which is the new series on Netflix.
Mhm. Yeah, it's an awesome series.
Written by our
Gerard
favorite,
Way.
Gerard Way.
MCR. I've been watching so many MCR videos, like on YouTube.
MCR.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know what MCR is,
My
Chemical Romance.
Headlined by what I used to call a very gothic Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's so
Oh,
Right?
true.
A little bit.
he looks like the Zarya like goth industrial skin in Overwatch. That's all right.
Or shouldn't it be the other way around? That's how they based it.
Yeah, right. Who knows? Let's talk to Blizzard. Who'd you base this on?
Yeah.
There's a MCR fan in Blizzard.
So today's our first cast. How do y'all feel?
I feel great, man. Like
Pretty
I
good.
feel wunderbar.
nervous that hopefully that this, it's the inaugural show. So like, just excited about stuff. So let's talk about things.
Let's
man.
do it.
Let's do it. Ding, ding, ding.
Yay.
So, Captain Marvel, we saw that last trailer drop last week. We're looking at a March 8th release. What do y'all think? Feeling good?
Yeah, I
Feeling
mean,
pumped.
well, for the people who might not follow Marvel, also, like, should we tell them about like what is Captain Marvel? Who is
Yeah.
she? I guess.
Yeah.
What's
Carol
Captain
Danvers?
Marvel?
Well,
Tell us, Marvel boy.
Yeah, Captain Marvel is Carol Danvers, and this new movie is gonna. Well, she's a character like back in the '60s, I believe, is her origin story. But they're bringing her onto the live screen, and she is an Air Force officer. I don't want to ruin it too much for the people who's never seen it and is gonna go watch the movie, but it's aside from the fact that she's gonna be the first lead female in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But she's been quite a key figure in the Marvel comics and in the galactic space storylines of Marvel. Miss Marvel alone has like a really long history and kind of like controversial history because DC had at one point used that character
Right.
name at some point.
Captain Marvel, right?
And several
That movie's
lawsuits
coming out.
later,
I mean,
yeah,
Shazam's coming out
Shazam
too,
was
yeah.
Captain
DC
Marvel
Captain
before.
Marvel.
And so several lawsuits later, Marvel won that lawsuit, and Carol Danvers became officially Miss Marvel. So
I mean, like a little quick tidbit, and I always forget this, is that Rogue from the X-Men in the comics, that's who she stole her super strength from, was Captain Marvel back in the day
oh, Rogue,
In
yeah.
universe?
Well,
Or-
yeah.
in the comic book universe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's also there's a series where Rogue basically stole, it's kind of tangent, but she stole everyone's powers and pretty much kicked everyone's ass in the Marvel
Right.
universe.
It's like Sylar, but of the.
Oh yeah.
Silent.
Heroes reference for all the people who remember watching NBC's
I remember
Heroes.
that show. Back
Why'd
in
you
ye
say it
olde
like
days.
that?
I feel sorry. Yeah.
A
Let's-
writer's
let's
strike.
Pour one for the. Yeah, I was about to say pour one for the writer's strike.
Damn.
Shots fired.
I mean, the cool thing about Captain Marvel, like you said, she's going to be the first male.
Female.
First
male
Sorry.
superhero? You're kidding
First,
me.
sorry.
That's Shazam you're
First
thinking of.
This is
woman
news to me.
lead in the MCU. I mean, as women, how does that feel? Like the representation.
I don't know, Walter. What do you think?
As a woman, I think that. Let me mansplain it.
How about you not?
Ooh. Just because you said that.
Okay, so like on a serious note, though, I actually feel as though they could have marketed it more.
Exactly.
You know? Because like you see it on the side of buses, and you're like, oh, okay, like I know it exists, but most people, I'm assuming, who don't know much about the comic book background of it, aren't really familiar with Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and the trailer doesn't give away much of the narrative either, does
That's
it? Is it
right,
an
yeah.
origin story, or I don't even know.
I think that I think they're not letting you
See,
know
we don't even
that.
know.
Because I think people are just bored with origin story. My guess,
I understand.
my prediction is it's going to be in a series of flashback. My prediction is she's going to show up, and then it's just her origin is going to be through a series of flashback explaining to Nick Fury. That's my personal.
Gotcha. Although you're not a woman, so you shouldn't be
So,
talking right now.
I mean, okay, well then, as a woman, I'm just gonna say that I'm glad, of course, that they have
too.
like a female protagonist. However,
Right.
I wish that it would boost it a little bit more and maybe like build some excitement so that people are looking forward to it. Though at the end of Infinity War, of course, like there's that lead up into like,
Yeah.
hey,
Right. The
Captain
pager.
Marvel. You know what I mean?
Right,
So yeah, hopefully a
I'm
lot of people show up.
excited. Exactly.
I'm super hyped.
Oh, I mean, I think because of Infinity War,
Yeah.
people are going to show up just because they're out of a curiosity. It's like, who is this Captain Marvel?
Right. And there was also that fantastic success 2 years ago when Wonder Woman came out in DC, and people were starting to realize, like, you can make a bankable film out of a female superhero lead, and that was really groundbreaking in the sense that women everywhere were really
Yeah.
inspired by the story that was
I
coming
think you
out.
could put Gal Gadot in anything, and it'll
No,
be.
but
I
it was
know.
also-
yeah, but
It was also
also
a female director.
yeah,
That's true.
Patty Jenkins,
yeah,
right?
yeah, she did a great job.
And then all those Amazon women who are also like, marginal characters, but still really important to the story. Super important to have. So hopefully
Yeah.
Captain Marvel
Looking
can
forward
follow.
to it.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it like a group outing, right? So
Yeah, are we going to see it together? What's the deal with that?
That's
I
the
think we
plan.
yes.
Stop being so
You know what
busy,
else?
guys.
You know
Let
what
me
else we
hang
should
out.
watch together though?
What?
Game of Thrones.
Yay.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Too much.
Da, da, Dun-dun-dun-dun,
Something came out
dun.
today. It's a trailer, I think.
Did you watch it?
Dun-dun-dun. I did see the trailer.
Yes,
Yes,
that's
I
right.
did.
Correct,
You braved
Amundo.
the trailer, even though you're not.
All right.
all the
Oh
way
my
caught
God.
up.
Full disclosure, y'all. I love Game of Thrones more than life itself.
She's so boxing.
You love it. You
And I'm not kidding. I freaking love Game of Thrones. You have no idea.
She loved it so much.
I hear a
that-
but.
Okay. I loved it so much that I haven't seen the latest season 7. I've put it off for almost
It's like
2
saying you
years.
love your son so much, but I'm not going to see my son.
You know what? I'll take that.
Yeah.
Because I
I,
would see
I
my
heard
son.
the latest season wasn't as good as seasons past, and I was kind of scared to watch it. So I've been avoiding it for way too long. And as a result, I'm going to have to step away from the table for a second while you guys discuss this juicy
Cover your ears. So that-
Okay, fine. Go.
Really? You're not? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
She's offline.
I don't know. What did you guys think?
The
crazy.
trailer,
Yeah.
it was great. I mean, I got tingles just watching it, and I was just like grinning. I was literally had a reaction to it, like a physical reaction. I was like, yes.
Dude, what is
Yeah.
Arya running from?
That's what I was going to ask, you know?
What do you think?
I mean, she
Oh.
also sounds younger than she was.
No, I think
so was
I think that was a flashback scene.
Yeah,
So it was a
yeah.
flash because it cuts to her like
Being
being
badass now.
badass with like
Right.
with a sword.
I think it's
with a
leading up
needle.
to her final kills, right? Because she only has
On the list?
Yeah. How many
I mean,
people
who
are
does she
left
have
on the list?
left?
Well, she's
I
got the
mean,
Mountain,
Cersei and I mean
the
Jamie.
Hound.
Yeah.
Well, if
Jaime
Jamie's still
Lannister.
Jamie's still on her list, right?
Jamie's
but when he
still
switches over,
Yeah, but it doesn't
She's
matter
gonna-
to her. I don't know.
So I have a
it-
question. What do you think? You know, when we see the
Erotic
ships
neutral?
from Pike,
oh
Uh-huh.
yeah,
and then they cut to a back of an officer. Who is that? Is that Euron? Is
It
that
might
Jaime
be.
Lannister?
it's got to be your.
It has to be Euron.
But why does he have Oathkeeper?
He has Oathkeeper.
If you look at the sword, it looks like Oathkeeper to me.
Ooh, I'll have to look at that again.
Yeah,
and then,
but he doesn't
Kingdom
have
Hearts
golden-
crossover.
What's going on?
Whoa!
she's still,
Simple and clean.
and I mean,
I thought she was about to henching there. Though.
I'm just thinking like with the drama between
Mm.
the little Jon Snow and this
Daenerys.
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 Combination.
Stormborn, first of her name.
Yeah. And well, I'm blanking out on his sister.
Aegon
like
Targaryen.
no,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
with the sister
Sansa.
Sansa Stark.
Oh, you want to? You want to
Well,
see
'cause-
that?
Oh.
I think she's gonna have a problem with Daenerys.
In what way?
She doesn't agree because she's a Targaryen. So she's not gonna be happy that they're like hooking up.
But what if we find out that when we find out that Jon is a secret Targaryen?
But Jon is Targaryen and Stark.
Oh
is the thing.
damn!
And then Sansa's be like, "What? We can date?"
What?
Just saying.
Wait, hold on. I feel like he's
because
writing
it's not
fan
really
fiction
it's not
in-
really her
in his
brother,
head
which
that
I
don't
probably
exist.
will. Check it out on pangeekery.com. You never know what might show up on there.
False advertisement. We are
slash-
not providing any such
might-
thing.
We should
I might
start
write
a
something.
slash fiction section on the site.
Slasher.
Slash fiction. It cuts
Slash
through
fiction
anything.
friction. Is that what
Yeah.
you just said?
Slash fiction.
It just cuts through all the bullshit and gets to the story.
You're right.
But what else happens? So, like, Daenerys is wearing white, Jon Snow is wearing black. They both approach dragons.
Rhaegal and
They're about to, like,
Drogon,
go on a fly-in date.
yeah.
Mile High Club.
Whoa.
You
to
know.
seize the dragons for the first
Right.
time.
Yes. Yeah.
Jealousy.
What else? Cersei drinks wine, so you know some shit's going down.
Right.
She's like slurring.
Oh, she's up to something.
There, it's kind of cool because
Yeah.
there's that little speech where John is. It sounds like he's talking about the White Walkers,
but he's
then
not really talking. You know
no,
that.
no,
He's just mumbling.
no. Ugh.
Well, and then I'm just really looking forward to seeing Jaime's arc. Like
Right.
because he's definitely going to be going up against Cersei,
Yeah.
and we know that she's spoiler alert for people who hasn't seen last season, but she's planning to double cross them and sending their troops
What?
behind. Like remember in the
Yeah, I know. I was just accentuating.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So we'll see because I know Jamie's gonna have to. I'm pretty sure he's gonna find out, or he's gonna run into his forces, and like they either join him or,
Yeah, who knows?
So do you
know-
think this is like going to be the breaking point for Jamie? Is he going to be?
Well, I think he's already broke.
Definitely. I think
Yeah.
he's, if you leave Cersei, you accept that death will come to you, right?
Right,
Like at some
right.
point.
Got it.
But I've heard from a anonymous source. I don't know if this is like rumors or anything.
Dang.
But that George R. R. Martin has confirmed that in his books, which have not yet come out, that Stannis is still alive, and that Rance Mater
Mance Raider
is alive. So there's that.
Yeah, just
in his books.
he's just saying
In
that
his
just so he
books.
can kill him off in like the first half of the book.
You're alive.
Mance
They
Raider's
killed
definitely
him.
not alive in the show though.
That's what I mean.
No,
yeah.
like because he's already gone on a tangent, like
right.
a couple
So
of seasons.
The divergence. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
your guesstimate or your guess as to who's going to sit on the throne at the end.
I mean, I really want it to be Jon. Honestly,
You want it to be Jon.
I want it to be Jon, but
I think he's too stupid.
I mean,
All right.
I feel
Hey,
like the
welcome.
spoilers have passed.
Yeah, I've heard it, 'cause
we're
we're-
discussing
Okay.
who's going to be on the throne.
yes,
Right,
yes,
we're
yes,
talking
yes.
speculation
Also, she
at
has
this
been
point.
listening this whole time.
No, I just realized I have really good hearing. So I was doing this like motion in my ears. Anyways,
Right. She's Wolverine. Is what she's saying.
okay. So let's guess who's.
Who's going to sit on the Iron Throne at the very end? And roll credits. Who's on the throne?
Luna Lovegood. Wait, sorry. Is that
wrong franchise.
sorry.
I think John's gonna want to abdicate like the whole
He's not-
North.
Yeah.
That they're gonna want to be they don't want to deal with the warring Seven Kingdoms anymore. They just want to be their own separate entity.
He'll be like the new Mance Raider.
He'll,
Whoa.
or something like a new wildling king.
But
And then Daenerys is like probably gonna die or something. Like she's too OP.
I wanna knock on wood on that.
She's had plot armor since episode 1,
Right.
and Emilia Clarke herself said in an interview
That's right.
that she was unsure about how viewers would feel about her ending in this series.
Oh.
Yeah.
So either she
Well.
pulls a villain story at the very end, like a
follows in the
Breaking
suit of
Bad
her
type
father,
thing. Yeah,
Like
mhm.
Aerys
Goes mad.
Which they've been kind of seeding here. and there.
exactly, because since season 5, or if not before that, she's
or
starting to
that's
act a little
just
cuckoo.
or that's just her throwing out like just to
I
throw
know,
you
she's
off.
trying
the
to throw you
scent.
off.
There's
Yeah.
also stuff to be said about females in power being seen as crazy. I don't
True,
know.
true, true dat.
I don't know.
Well, then you have two of them now.
you have two of them now, and they're both crazy. So
Right.
what can be said now?
But
Yeah, I know.
she's not crazy. I mean, I don't.
She's
Well,
getting
I mean-
a little crazy, a little cray cray.
I mean, I would think
Yeah,
for
I guess
her to
she's
go
not
crazy
crazy,
would be like if something happened to Jon,
Probably.
Right. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what pushes her over.
and then
Maybe we find out that he's actually a white. He's been white this entire time.
no.
Plot twist.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I want it to be Jon. Ooh, what if it was
Arya?
Arya?
no
Tyrion.
no.
Tyrion will most
that would be a
likely-
good.
Will be the hand of the king.
He most likely will be the
Right.
guy that tries to bring together the realm again.
Right.
yeah,
know?
Tyrion
It's like
won't be
Varys-
king.
Varys.
Yeah, Tyrion and Varys might be
Oh,
like
that would be
the
interesting.
reconstruction of
Right. Of
course,
civilization,
yeah.
basically.
How about Tarly?
Samuel Tarly?
Oh, Sam.
He ends up.
Sam,
Everyone
what
dies.
about the baby?
No,
Everyone dies, and he's the only one
Sam.
left.
No, I think Sam,
And little
Sam
Sam.
is gonna end up like Bilbo Baggins and like go on a journey somewhere. Just like
Right.
start
Or
like
Sam
No,
Samwise
he's gonna be
Gamgee.
the maester.
He's gonna be the one
Yeah,
who
I
saves
think
the
he's gonna be
ring,
Maester.
He takes
or
over
destroys the
Citadel.
rings.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's gonna be the maester of the kingdom, like the head one, because those guys are gonna die.
Imagine we're all wrong and Gendry is king.
He
mean
shows up.
Gendry?
He shows up in the-
On that
in the
boat.
trailer.
I mean,
okay,
he
I didn't know
is-
that.
Sorry.
yeah.
I figured that guy was gonna come back on his little boat.
With his buff ass
Yeah.
arms. 'Cause
I
he's
know.
been like time.
Okay, Kendrick. Buff arms. Okay.
I mean, he's just
That's
as
what it
good of
takes to be
he's
king.
Yeah.
just as qualified too. So
Yeah, he was a
he was the
bastard.
son,
yeah,
of
but
King Robert.
You gotta be a
I just
bastard to
want
be king.
Tyrion on a dragon at some point.
He's gonna be on.
he's
a
gonna
dragon.
be. He's because that's all what he
Everyone's
always wanted.
gonna ride the
Right.
dragon,
Yeah.
okay? Just hold your horses. Everyone's gonna get a turn.
Yeah,
with riding the dragon.
Can I just say that the other night I went back and I watched episode 1 of the first season, and the feels were so intense. I was feeling things.
Seeing how young they were
It's
too.
so
Everyone,
sad.
the
So
kids are so small. So
Right.
many people are still alive. Like, I couldn't believe it. The nostalgia was
gosh.
real. Like, those little kids are like in their 20s now.
Right.
Yeah, and to be fair, like even when because I did binge like several seasons.
Yeah.
and to me, it's like when I binge that, like it brings me back. Aside from just watching it originally, like the first time
So
I
that
seen
time in your life.
the first time I seen Game of Thrones season 1 and 2 was when
Yeah.
I was in Afghanistan. Like,
Oh.
Right.
and so that's and they got me through because they were like the series
They
like was
got
a
you
good.
through it, yeah.
It was a good like just relaxing and just getting
Relaxing.
Your mind.
Uh-huh.
my mind just
Right.
going into
Yeah.
Westeros.
I first started watching in college, like when the first season came out, and I was like going through this breakup. And
Me too.
yeah, I was like really, really depressed. And then I started watching the show, which has even more depressing things in it. And I felt so much better. It really got me through that dark time.
Yeah.
It was a really good time in my life. And, I was like working a lot. Sorry. Speak of working,
We've exhausted that topic.
video games. So we had a few big ones come out recently. Anthem, Anthem, which is EA's published by EA, developed by BioWare. I haven't had a chance to play it, but it looks pretty.
I haven't had a chance to play it, no, but Metacritic gave it like a 60.
Yeah,
And it kind of
Wow.
like went like pew, and like no one really knows what.
So 60 is
really
not great, but it's
60 is
also not.
Isn't that
No,
a
but
C?
like,
That's terrible for Metacritic. That's bad.
Yeah.
So apparently we're hearing that like everything looks great and all that, but like something is just going under with like story wise,
right.
something is just not happening. Plus like the loading screens were taking forever. Like people were reporting like 5 to even
Oh.
15 minutes or something. I don't know.
Crazy.
So that's
Really
just
long
it's like
loading
a coding issue then.
It's something like that. Not only the loading issue, but like also like the gameplay doesn't work itself into like making sense altogether.
Right.
You know,
Rookies.
Kinda sucks.
No, I'm really sad because I love BioWare.
Right.
Love Dragon Age, love Mass Effect, and I really wish they could go back to the single player, multiple,
What's the
romanceable.
You're pissed because there's no romance.
There's no Solus. That's why.
Well, now we know for real that's why she doesn't.
She's a
run.
soulless,
me.
a soulless shipper.
Well then. Well, I hope that it picks up. They patch it later, or some. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the kind of.
That's like a death
Right.
knell though if you're depending on patches and people just move on.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like the Mass Effect elevator. Like, not even as fun as the Mass Effect elevator because you're not even like
No.
bantering, like,
Right.
an elevator loading screen. It's not happening.
nothing.
I mean, unless they do
Right.
some sort of price drop or something to attract
I mean,
people
that's
or
happened.
whatever.
They were
That
just
all
making this to cater because like Fortnite is so big, so it's
Right.
like we gotta make another multiple blah so we can make it too. And anyway, this is me like, complaining about stuff again. So
That's pretty
Right.
accurate. That's what most people who. I don't know. Anyway, speaking
Cool
again
story, bro.
of
Yeah.
cool story. Dude. All right. Apex Legends has been kind of hitting the multiplayer world by storm. I just downloaded it.
Oh,
you did.
How is
nice.
it?
Yeah. I haven't played it yet.
It downloaded great.
You dare show up to this podcast recording.
It was a download
Without-
fast speed. Yeah.
So cool.
he did more than any of us did.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, no, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm still waiting for them to make like a battle royale game based on the movie
Battle Royale.
Right.
You can have like all the
There's no
characters.
battle royale game out there.
No,
No.
that's what I mean.
You're kidding me.
yeah,
I would
you
have
get
thought
all
there was
the
like
students.
Yeah.
like Persona 5.
Yeah, you would have thought
Wait, like the
that
first one or the
Battle
second one?
Royale.
you would have thought that the Japanese studio who made Battle Royale would have like contracted some like video
like,
game
why
company.
has no one thought about
Like a
this?
spin-off
I don't
or
understand.
a tie-in.
Hey, but if you guys do it, let
us know.
Give us
Do so
credit
we can play
and, or put us in.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yes.
cool thing about Apex Legends is it's free to play, but it's
Free is good.
Yeah, 50 million players. So I guess we'll see where it heads from here. I guess I'll play this week and I'll report in next week.
Maybe you should bring it here
Awesome.
so we can all play it together.
I'll bring my desktop.
Yeah, yeah. LAN party.
Come on.
LAN
I
party.
know,
For our
old
next
school LAN
episode.
party,
Yeah.
like
I'll
StarCraft
check it out.
back in the
Yeah.
day. I'll remember my hotkeys by then.
Yeah.
Cry havoc. No one knows that
Which one?
StarCraft reference.
Oh yes.
StarCraft.
Right, yeah. And went back, way back.
Yeah, way back.
Somebody call the exterminator.
You're showing your age, Jen.
Sorry.
I've never heard of that
90s,
game.
Guys, Jen was born in
StarCraft 2.
I only
Yeah.
started at Fortnite.
Well, on to our main topics.
Ooh, yes.
First of all, Battle Angel Alita.
Yeah.
I like how you said it the
10 times
Japanese
fast.
way.
Alita?
Well,
Battle
because
Angel.
in America it's Alita, Battle Angel.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah, I know, right?
That's so
They
weird.
gotta mess up everything,
I'm
Earl.
such a weeb.
Yeah, no, you're such a weeb. Yeah, no. Someone saw it. Who here saw it? Did you see it?
did. I
Did you
think
see
you
it?
saw
I think
Did you see it, Rodney? Someone saw. Oh wait, it was me. Oh, and Joe saw it
Joe
too.
saw it.
Yeah,
Rodney and Joe.
yeah, I
There's
saw
people
it.
no,
behind
no.
the camera in case you didn't.
Yeah,
It's not just us.
us operating this.
in the vast darkness.
I'm just gonna put my nose in my mic and just be like,
But Kaitlyn,
Yeah.
you saw an early screening.
I
And,
did.
You wrote a blog post about it. It's up on our blog. And
It sounded like you were to say you wrote a buttload about it.
you wrote a buttload of
I did though.
blog.
You wrote a butt blog
I
about
get-
it.
whoa, whoa,
Whoa, Jen. We agreed we were going to
Is
talk
this
about
go with
this.
a fan fiction?
I would like to
Guys, save it for the launch party tonight. We're not. Yeah.
Can we define how much a buttload is? Is that like
We'll do a
What
we'll
are the
do a
parameters
right?
we'll
for a butt load?
Right.
we'll have
A load
to
of
post
butt?
it on PanGeekery.com. We'll do a
We'll do a poll.
we'll do a
How much
How
should a
much is a
buttload be?
I have no idea.
Let's vote on this. So check us out on PanGeekery.com and our IG PanGeekery
We won't have answers there, but we will have pictures of
We'll
us.
find out. Yeah, we'll send
And
it.
with
butt.
buttloads.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I
So
left way too hard.
Alita,
Okay.
Battle Angel.
Battle Angel.
Alita, Battle Angel. I went to see it at the IMAX headquarters.
Whoa.
Fonse on Millennium Drive, and I brought my friend because none of you guys were available.
I'm surprised you have friends. What?
Yes, I have friends. No, but I went and I saw it, and the screen is 26% bigger than regular screens. So
26%. You measured those.
yes, a buttload.
Fuck.
Buttload.
Bigger
So a
than
butt-
normal.
is a buttload 25%?
Measuring tape. You're all.
Look,
Yeah,
they told
that's
us
right,
it was 26%
26%,
larger, okay? So I'm in front of this, a buttload of screen, and the sound system is coming up through my butt, literally.
Whoa.
Like, it was rattling.
it's
I was like,
So it was
like,
buttload of sound.
like rattling our seats. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
She's like, yes, Alita.
Every time the word buttload gets said, like in my head, everything just gets juicier. Like actually just, like
No.
secretes liquid.
So yeah, I didn't get to read the manga. I didn't watch the OVAs. I came in like an Alita virgin, and I don't know what I was expecting. It was, the producer was there, John Landau, besties with James Cameron, the guy who made a little film called Titanic and another little film called
What's
Avatar.
Titanic?
I've never heard of it.
This is before you're born. And so that happened, and I wasn't expecting to like it, but
Right.
I actually did end up liking it. And I told you guys this earlier. I'm not really I'm not super into action when it comes to films, but when the action sequences got started, oh my God. Like, I could
Buttload
feel
of action?
a buttload of action. Like, my
Juicier.
heart was pumping.
Okay,
like,
so tell us what the story
pulsating.
was about.
Oh, right. Okay. So the story is about basically there's this cyborg chick named Alita. She's found in a scrapyard by this cybernetics doctor named Dr. Ito. The story is set in there's two worlds. One is the sky world, and then there's another world here. I think they named it like Iron Town or something like that. I'm not sure. I think they might have changed it from the manga.
Iron City or something
Iron
like that.
City, something like that. And
District 7.
yeah.
District City 7.
And basically, this girl is trying to uncover her past because she's lost all her memories, and her adoptive father, makes her like this kind of
Tank top.
a
Girdle.
pasties, yeah,
Girdle of giant strength.
Fashion suit.
Double off.
like this berserker armor. No, it's like kind of like a
Halter top.
cybernetic synthetic
Okay.
type suit.
Carbon fiber.
So that
playing
she
like
can walk
charades.
around, and she registers. You guys, this is serious.
Sorry.
This is James Cameron, okay? And she ends up.
He sank the Titanic, right?
she ends up registering to become a bounty hunter to kill the other criminals.
She's a bounty hunter.
Yes, and she's a
What?
badass, sexy one too, with big eyes. And
Aren't all bounty hunters sexy?
listen,
Yeah.
I need you to stop mansplaining and let me tell the story, Walter.
Damn.
Dang.
Just kidding.
Captain
okay.
Marvel.
And basically, so that happens, and then it kind of sparks a journey into figuring out who she was before she lost all her memories.
It's like Jason Bourne.
Kind of, yeah, but a lot more badass. She's
More badass than Jason.
she's trained in this type of
Bourne, not
martial arts
cyborg.
called Panzerkunst. And it's basically a deadly cybernetics type of martial art. And so she kicks a lot of ass.
Wow.
She kills a lot of baddies, and the action is really incredible. And I have to say the storyline was pretty solid too. I know it got kind of mixed reviews, but I was willing to go along with the ride, and I had a good time.
Wonder what the body count was.
Yeah, body
No.
count was, it was quite a few bodies. A dog dies. A dog. Yeah.
Oh, John Wick's coming for
Yeah,
her.
there's if you look at the posters, she's got blood on her face. She smears blood on her face
That's
like
dog
this.
blood?
Like it's the dog dies and she's it's a smear on her face. Yeah.
She didn't kill the dog, though.
Yeah.
No.
Someone kills a dog.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone
we did
else.
have. Sorry, we did. We did
A
have a,
buttload
homework.
of action to conclude. Yeah.
Buttload of action.
Yeah.
Loads of butt action. Wait, sorry,
Whoa,
what?
hey.
Hold on.
That's
Whoa.
completely
Hold on.
different from a buttload. of
Totally
action.
different Alita.
That's Lolita.
Loads of butt action. Speaking of butt action, I'm just kidding. We had a homework assignment this past week,
We did?
and it was to watch the first 3 episodes
Oh,
of,
yeah. Okay.
of Umbrella Academy. So
Like a good Asian, I finished all of them.
did you overachiever? There's no extra credit. Walt.
Yeah.
I'm still learning that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, since you saw all of it, what did you think?
I'll just,
No spoilers.
I'll just start to
Yeah.
the end. No, I'm just kidding. What did I think of it?
Yeah.
I thought Umbrella. Oops, sorry. I thought Umbrella Academy was. I liked it. I'm hearing some grumblings from some people about it, but I just watched it. And I took it for what it was or is, and it's a story about has-been superheroes. It's very it reminds me of like Watchmen. You know, people like who's past the peak of their crime fighting career and whatnot, and that's what I saw. It's more like, and then it's how family tries to come together after just being sick of each other, or like just being, what's the word I'm looking, like just overly attached to one another.
Right.
And they're just coming back after like going away for trying to find their own identity. So that's how I saw it. Like,
Right.
I mean, to me, it was entertaining, cinematography-wise. It had its own style. It actually reminded me of this really good show that I used to watch. It was a BBC superhero show called The Misfits, or Misfits.
I remember the Misfits. Yeah, that was
So the style of it reminded me of that, and like just the way that the dialogue, and it reminded me. I don't know why, but it's something about it reminded me of The Misfits.
right.
So
Before we go any further, Umbrella Academy is a Netflix series about a group of siblings whose adopted father passes away, and they all reunite to
Yes.
deal with their own family issues, basically.
and these kids. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're super in that. They were all born on the same date, conceived of virgin births.
Right.
There's like
and so-
43 of women
Immaculate
who did it on the
yeah.
same day,
Right. Yeah.
and then this guy Reginald Hargreaves.
Hargreaves.
He's able to buy off 7 of the children, and he raises them.
And most of them have superpowers except
Yeah.
for one, which is treated as an
Vanya.
outsider.
Unless she does, and we don't know about it yet.
I know.
Well, they
I have a feeling.
They,
No spoilers.
They figured no, but it's like it's also about because she has no powers, and you see it already in the first few episodes, like why she's kind of like
Separated from the
ostracized or like kind of, and it's just you're just different, like
She's the Jon Snow.
Well, I love that.
bastard.
I've only seen up
Busted.
to like 7, 8 episodes.
Like almost all of them. There's
No,
10.
I mean, you know, there's going to
10.
be a lot happening
Right.
within like the last 2 to
True,
3
yeah.
episodes. So a lot can change. But what I really love, I love that you brought up Watchmen because it's like superheroes past their prime. Like what
They're
somebody
only
brought
like,
up.
I did the math. They're
Yeah.
like 29, you guys.
Yeah, like
It makes
29,
it seem like
30.
they're so old.
Yeah, but then
Except for the
when
one
they
guy.
were fighting, they were like 13.
They're like teenagers. Yeah, that's true.
And then like
29
somebody
was
also
my
brought up
prime.
like X-Men Days of Future
Yeah,
Past.
yeah,
right?
yeah, we
You were the
talked
one
about
that
it
brought
last
up.
time, yeah.
Yeah. So I love that they're dealing with trauma in their different ways. And it's very like I don't know, like categorically Mod Podge, you know what I mean? You have like this whole bricolage. Oh God, my English major is showing.
Categorically hodgepodge.
Modge podge.
Modge podge.
I can't breathe.
You heard that tonight, folks.
Yeah, so basically, I
gonna be
love that they like throw in
My new.
almost like Quentin Tarantino style of like, here's like a song to play like a music video as an action sequence unfolds. Or here's something like unfolding almost like in a comic book simultaneously while something happens, you know? It's like very stylistically just specific and unique. And we were just talking when we were watching it yesterday how you actually noted there were no cell phones on the
I
show.
did.
Oh.
Did you notice that?
I didn't. Not,
There.
at least not
Okay,
first
so
three.
there's no cell phones. There's no social media apps or anything like that. They use these. Remember those? This is before you were born, Jen. But back in our day,
Like,
we
you
used
had
to
a
have.
walkie.
Well, there was like a cord, like a curly little cord, not necessarily like a
cord?
rotary dial phone,
Does
but
it
like
stretch?
it does, and you can kill
Magic.
someone with it too.
Oh my God.
Not that I've done that before, but so they use old school phones. They use
right.
Walkmans instead of
earbuds.
earbuds.
Yeah.
And so, to me, that shows that there's some kind of punk at play. It's not cyberpunk. It's not
Yeah.
steampunk. It's not.
Well, and they also never say it's
punk. They're-
2000, so it could
Right.
be the
It-
late 80s.
No.
Or is-
They're
are they
born in
current?
1989.
Oh, that's right.
And so it's
So it is
understood.
current.
So it's current, but there's definitely a stylistic choice that was made by the creator
Of
or the
course.
director to show that we kind of want to exist in some sort of timeless,
Where Apple didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Right.
right? Some kind of
Kind of all future or all
neutral,
reality.
timeless reality.
Yeah.
And Grace, the mom, is like a callback to the 50s.
And there's the
Absolutely.
diner
Harkening
scenes with the
back.
donuts. Like
Right.
I think they're trying to work with something there, but it's not 100% clear what it is.
Yeah.
That would
But-
be cool because there's a whole time, like a time travel, like angle.
Exactly. And then and the kids
Yeah.
also look like something out of a series of unfortunate events.
They
Like I've got
absolutely
those
do.
like
Yeah.
almost
the
Japanese looking prep
Well, so-
school
yeah.
type
I know.
uniforms.
Right.
And the kid number 5, he's always in that uniform. Did you notice? He doesn't
Yeah.
dress out of it.
He
It's like the
doesn't take
Orange
it.
Host
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah, in they're wearing these uniforms. A series of unfortunate events is purposefully anachronistic in
Right.
its setting. So that's what's lending me the idea that perhaps this world is somewhat of the same. I'll stop talking, Rodney. Sorry. Oh, it's because I'm squeezing the mic.
You're
Okay.
squeezing it.
I got excited. I'm gonna stop talking. I start squeezing things when I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah, y'all know the joke that was right there, but yeah.
This is our
Anyways.
first episode, you guys.
I know we're still
I
learning.
know.
There's a learning curve.
Thank you, everybody, for being there. By the way,
Doing my best.
Okay.
Yes.
So Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
Well, and I just want to bring up the fight scenes too. Like, you know, I did enjoy it as a martial artist. I enjoyed the fight scenes. And even the gun, you know, is like the gun.
The gun.
Gunplay.
Were you talking about
the
guns?
gunplay.
right?
I can't remember. Well, it plays more later on in the episodes, but like
which,
the gunfights.
Which episode is this from?
Well, there's several. Like when.
Even in the
sorry,
first
sorry.
episode, it culminates
yeah.
in a gunfight. Like a lot of the episodes
you-
end with a gunfight.
Do you notice that the sound volume varies so much in pitch? Anyway,
It does.
Oh.
say you're
No,
especially
well,
when guns come on.
Yeah, the gunfights.
very loud.
Yeah, I don't know why I was blanking out on gunfight, but
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
gunfights were great. It was just it reminded me of a lot of Hong Kong action films.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a later on you'll see these like I don't want to ruin
No spoilers.
it. Yeah, but these
So they
these-
all die in the end. In a gunfight.
Well, no, I'm just kidding.
We've already seen.
Yeah.
Well, you already
in
see in
an
the first
alternate
episode that
reality.
they
They're
do
inside
that,
a
but-
computer.
Only half of them dies.
Future?
Kind of a dust.
Oh man, yeah, they start peeling away.
Oh,
The screen
gosh.
starts asking you like, "Do you spill tea on your screen? Bang on your desk.
Quick, 5 seconds, go.
Who am I talking to? Netflix.
Oh.
hated that option. Oh my god. Sorry,
It
getting
was too
sidetracked.
fourth wall, huh?
Two fourth wall.
Yeah.
It was in bad taste. Bad taste.
I know. I was like,
planet.
do I have to say that one?
Yeah.
I just want to do the symbol again.
Yeah. It's almost like the tankard shooter from those like NES games where you're like, pew.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
too. It looks just like those.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Anyways,
Yeah. Who's your favorite character?
ooh.
I'll have to say, what's his name? The crazy guy.
Klaus?
Which one? Oh,
Which one?
Which one?
See, they even stole a name from a series of unfortunate
that's right.
events.
Klaus.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even link that.
No, that's Olaf.
Oh, count Olaf. Sorry.
But isn't
Klaus is the
Sorry.
boy.
The class, yeah.
I
You know,
forgot.
there's the boy
Right,
sibling.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
isn't Klaus spelled differently in series though with a C, and this one is spelled with a K.
K. This one's a K.
Yeah, this one's with a K.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, but it's
I
still
feel like
Klaus.
Gerard Way wrote himself into the script through Klaus.
Totally.
You know?
I think he just like
Or he wanted to
What's
harken
the
back to like a
worst
Johnny
thing I
Depp, John
could
Sparrow.
say?
I mean, John
Yeah.
Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Still stuck on Game of Thrones.
John
Jack Sparrow
Jack.
type kind of thing.
And what-
John, Jack.
Jimmy John.
that's
Jimmy,
a
John.
that's a
And
new
I-
character we're gonna come up with. John Jack.
That sounds Filipino
The pi-
AF.
The pirate druggie.
What I love is also like as you guys progress through the
Right.
episodes, you'll see his relationship with Ben, right? His
Ben,
brother.
yeah.
So
Which is a
Ben
cool
is
angle.
cool.
Yeah.
The Asian
That
one.
is really cool.
yes,
Yeah.
He's also very cute.
Who has like 4 lines. Yeah, he is cute.
He has more than 4 lines, but he's very like
you'll see why.
Me and
he
Jen
only-
checked out his Twitter, the actor. We checked
His
out his
Twitter.
Twitter last night.
He's super
He's
cryptic.
so weird.
Really?
super cryptic. Yeah.
He was
Put
like
on blast.
4 lines in 10 episodes, like no big deal, or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He had a separate tweet that just said K.
K. Dot. Yeah.
Oh,
A
yeah,
separate-
so I
a separate
knew what I was
account.
talking
Well,
about.
is that?
Or no,
It's his Twitter
No, it's
account.
a-
No.
Oh,
Twitter
got it, got
account.
it.
Sorry, we're not
Status
trying to.
K.
We're not trying to hate on him. We were looking him up because we thought he was cute.
But we are trying to hit on him.
Damn.
So yeah. So, but
Anyway.
you're
Start
saying
tweeting
you're
like
saying
that.
he's weird, or the PR firm who holds his Twitter account's weird.
I think it's him who's typing. I think it's him. Yeah. But anyways, so you like Klaus?
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah,
It's
I
sad
like
what
Klaus, and
happened to
then Astro Boy.
Wait, which one's Astro Boy? That
Number
one.
one.
Number
Number
one.
one. Okay. Yeah.
I like
That's right.
number one because he's just like big and dopey and just like.
And
Well,
this
yeah.
is him.
and Simeon.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I like him just because he reminds me of. He's the most comic book character-ish
Right,
person.
right.
You think so?
He reminds me of Strong Guy from
He's
X
totally
Factor.
a strong guy from X Factor.
Yeah, so that's why I like. That's why. But
that's probably
as
why I like him.
character-wise, I Klaus because he's just hilarious and
Yeah, Klaus is the.
and he's the one kind of moves the story along.
And he's got pretty eyes too.
He's so pretty.
super pretty,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
really long
I don't know about
eyelashes.
that.
Yeah, totally.
You didn't notice? Shame on you. Wow. Yeah.
You go first.
I love Ellen Page.
I know.
Yeah.
Holy
She's
crap!
So great.
Great in this.
Like best actor in the show right now.
She's so great.
She's so good. She's got that perfect puppy dog, sad, I didn't get enough love growing up
Right.
face. And the sort of
It's so good,
connection
though.
she makes with the violin student, where she's so desperately wanting someone to look at her for who she is.
Right.
I'm not
Wow,
projecting
you got
at all.
that? Dang.
No, but
All Asian at this table, we know what that feels like.
I know. And she plays violin. Oh man.
and she plays the Phantom Suite on
Why
violin.
didn't you get first
Oh
chair?
my god! And the you know the
Don't
tea
come home
about the
unless you
first
get
chair,
first
I was
chair.
like, yo, that
Oh,
was me
jeez.
in school fighting for first chair.
But the first chair was an Asian girl.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I know. I guess.
I
It
know.
was you.
No,
wasn't.
it doesn't
No,
really
but,
make us feel better.
Because Ellen
Wait.
Page, she's just got great acting. She's obviously the underdog Jon Snow character who's gonna have some, I'm sure, some hidden power. Just like Jon Snow isn't really a bastard, or
Yeah.
he is, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And so
really.
I really like,
married.
yeah, exactly. And I really liked Ellen Page's character. What's her character's name? Vanya.
Vanya.
Yeah.
Like
I
Uncle
love that
Vanya.
name
Like,
too
yeah.
because it's like
So
the
Russian,
mom, right?
yeah.
Grace gave them like names that were actual names pertaining to like
Yeah.
I'm assuming whatever countries they came from originally.
Yeah.
Right, that makes
You know,
sense.
so I think Vanya was the one that would that we
She's,
saw.
she's
that
definitely
the
the one
Russian.
in the very
She-
first
yeah.
Russian rule,
scene. Yeah.
Exactly. I think if anyone wanted to know what my favorite character
Who is your? No, actually, no. We don't.
We
No,
were
hey,
gonna
let's-
skip
let's
you,
not,
and we don't
let's
want to
just
know what your
move-
favorite. So
Right
Earl,
on. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say Ellen Page, but I think I like Diego a lot.
oh, he's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Great actor too.
mean Reaper?
Great actor. Yeah.
You mean Raphael? It's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Imagine.
Every time he starts talking, I'm like, dude, Raphael, just
Yeah.
let
Just
it.
his way he talks, or like
No,
Maybe
just
Diego-
his whole
maybe
like his
it's
whole
like-
attitude,
Right,
demeanor,
right.
like, oh, I don't need anyone.
Yo, shut up,
Leonardo.
So maybe like
You
you know,
don't
he's like
know
a painter,
anything.
like all
He's
the other.
Diego Rivera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? But anyway, I think because the style of the show lends so much to like these stock characters that could be stereotypes but then
Right.
fight against it, he plays so well with that because like he is that like suave, like snake bite kind of like
Suave
guy.
snake bite.
I don't know why I'm talking like a New York Italian guy.
You can't see.
Like, I
She's
thought you were
thinking
gonna go
Don
Antonio Banderas,
Corleone,
but like it went,
Italian hand gesture.
Becoming
it went
really
somewhere
bad.
else.
But anyway, so he could be a stereotype, except he like adds so much nuance to it.
Not
Like you
yet.
could see vulnerability in
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
You see like stuff that happens. I don't want to spoil it if people haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But stuff that happens to him, and he's like genuinely heartfelt and three-dimensional.
Yeah, and loved his mom.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
He's a mama's
And-
boy.
And he's conflicted morally. I'm all about those moral
Ooh, you
stories.
find
where
that
things
sexy,
are
don't you?
Conflicting.
Oh,
Bioshock.
Oh my God,
She just pointed to her shirt, which says Bioshock,
Bioshock.
Infinite on
the
it.
pinky. I was like, oh. If anybody has played Bioshock Infinite, you know what I mean.
The pinky.
I was singing it. Oh yeah, the pinky. I was singing it on my car ride, like here, and I started tearing up. I was like, God only knows what I need
Without you.
So who's your favorite character, Earl?
Number one, Astro Boy,
Yeah.
right now.
Astro Boy?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think he's.
Oh, we all have different favorites.
yeah. He's just
Do we
like
have
this
teams?
Simple dude, at least right now. Like
How far are you along?
3.
Uh,
Yeah. So I did.
I feel like what's the
yeah,
Oh
that
man,
was-
look, everybody's
Yeah.
judging me.
Calm
which one's the
down.
one
Yeah.
who's seen the
Child.
future? No, the brother, the kid.
Number 5.
five.
Number 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he doesn't
Right.
have a name.
Yeah, he doesn't have a name, right?
He probably resisted
'Cause he's-
getting one.
Well,
yeah.
he's
No,
is
he
not
had
old enough?
one.
Yeah, what is his name?
No, it's. I looked it up. It's
He's
number
just number
5.
five?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Even on
the
the
boy.
tombstone,
Yeah.
or like not the tombstone, but
But he's because
the
technically the.
memorial.
Oh, I can't.
He
oh,
left-
I almost,
No
I almost-
spoilers. Go
oh
ahead.
my goodness.
I said
Yeah.
it.
Time out.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Literally.
I feel like everybody
I
knows
feel like
something more
him.
than that. Well, they do, but
Yeah.
Because,
got
yeah.
it.
Maybe he didn't get his name because like Grace didn't. This is speculation.
This happened
Let's
Yeah,
not look
we
at
don't
Walter's
know.
face while saying
Well,
this.
right. Yeah.
But
Go
maybe
ahead.
he didn't get a
Wall.
name because like he left too soon and like Grace
Before
gave
that,
them.
yeah.
They're like, you've
No,
hit
I think
puberty
they
now.
had
You
names
deserve
already.
a real name.
Right.
No, I
don't
think they
know.
had names before that.
They had
But you're
names
right.
before
There
that?
must be some reason why he didn't get a name.
There has to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just refused it.
Which they might cover
Pretty
later.
important, though. Yeah.
Are we allowed to? So are we allowed to say what we like? Our impressions about it? Are we allowed to say negative things? Is
I
that,
guess, yeah.
You're
why
allowed to
not?
say
Why
anything
not?
you want.
So I
This
thought it
is
was a
our
piece of
podcast.
crap. Just kidding. I actually liked it. I feel like I don't know. I feel like me and Jen feel like some of the acting was wonky, but like
Like,
Like,
in,
speak for yourself. I'm just
No.
kidding.
in the first 3 episodes, or just kind of like overall?
at first Klaus like kind of bugged me.
He bugged me as well at first because it was like coming
It
out
was,
so
like,
strong.
so over the
I
top,
think because
yeah.
the tone of the show was still being established and you don't know
Right.
how big it's going to be. And turns out it's actually as big as it claims.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like Klaus does grow on you. Like he becomes subtler and there's less bombast about him.
Right.
I mean, I think it's also contrasting with his sober and non-sober self. I think
Right.
they're
Yeah, yeah,
trying
yeah.
to do
Right,
that.
right.
You know, so
You know what?
Yeah.
That's exactly. Klaus is who makes me think of Misfits. So if I, 'cause
He's very misfit.
he's very Misfit.
Yeah.
Like there's a character on Misfit. I can't remember the name now. Like that was very much like him, and because one of them was a drug addict. And,
Right.
I think it was season 2 Misfits.
This is almost like kind of.
But-
it was a proto like Misfits. Probably
Yeah.
fed
I mean,
off the
I
comics.
highly recommend it for anyone and for you guys if you guys want to check it out. It's a BBC show,
The Misfits.
Misfits.
Okay.
Misfits.
Yeah,
Misfits, okay.
and
A lot of people that you would recognize, like household
oh,
names now.
and like
Such
one
as?
of them, what's his name? He moved on to Game of Thrones, season 1. He's the guy who cut off the penis.
Theon?
He cut off
Ewan
Theon's-
Williams.
Ramsey.
Lily?
Ramsey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So that's where Ramsey came from.
Right.
Like Ramsey did such a good job on Misfits that
Really?
they casted him.
Did he
or
play a
hired-
psychopath?
No, he was one of the good guys.
He originally
But he
auditioned for
played
Jon
a weird.
Snow.
He played a
I
weird.
can't see him.
Did
he?
just always looks
He
like
auditioned
a
as
crazy off-kilter
No, and
psychopath
his
to me.
character in Misfits, he was kind of like a nerd, like very
Oh, okay, I can see that too.
stoic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has a character arc.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
I think we tied
So,
back into Game of Thrones.
Game of
We're
Thrones,
just too
right?
excited. Yeah.
So just to kind of mix things up, I have a little game for everybody.
A game.
A little game. I'm
Ooh.
going to turn my
Do you
my
have
screen
a
this way, so nobody.
Oh no.
or
This is a,
Caitlyn doesn't cheat.
This
Really?
is hey, this is a multiple choice, kind of multiple choice. It's I'm going to read off a series of films that are kind of genre films, and you tell me which of these came out first.
Oh.
Ooh, just yell it out or what?
But what if Jen wasn't born?
Oh God.
There's the internet.
Cripes.
New game.
Well, well, I forget.
I'm only
I forget
1
my
year
age.
younger than you.
Right. The first one. We'll start off a little easier. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original live action,
Mm-hmm.
or The Crow.
Oh.
Walter has a guess.
I want to say The Crow.
I'm going to guess The Crow.
Came out first.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yes.
guess The Crow came out first.
I'm gonna guess Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And one for Jen.
what?
Yeah, because like they had the, it like existed as a toy, right? And then comics.
Wait,
Oh
when
my
did...
gosh.
And then like
Live
it came out-
action.
Are you gonna
I
give
would
us the
imagine that
answers?
would come
Yeah.
out first.
So,
yeah.
The Crow came out in 1994,
Oh, snaps.
and the original Ninja Turtles came out in
The 80s.
1990.
Oh, 1990.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not that big of a difference. Like 4 years difference.
No, it's not.
Oh, shoot. I need to think before I speak. Okay.
Oh, man.
So,
Next.
Okay. Come
All
on.
right. The Princess Bride
Mm-hmm.
or The Never-Ending Story.
Never
Never-ending
ending
story.
story.
Never ending story. Probably.
Final answer.
Never-Ending Story, all
Yeah,
three of
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Never ending story.
Oh my God,
Hate that. I
Right?
fucking hate that. I'm sorry. I hate that movie.
You hate that movie?
What?
How do you hate that
My
movie?
friend named her cat. My friend named her cat after Bastion.
Aw.
Bastion Benjamin
But-
Bucks? I mean, I don't know that. All right.
Oh man.
Well, we're going to get a little harder here.
Okay.
Batman.
Which
Which one?
Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Batman,
Okay.
Or the first live action Captain America.
first live action Captain America?
First
I don't even
live-action
remember a
Captain
first live
America.
action.
I'm gonna guess the first live action cap.
Well, the first,
I
I should say, the first like movie adaptation of like in the modern era. We're not talking about like the old, like way old one.
Batman.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean the first Batman film.
Wait, that's not fair. You can't just be like, I'm choosing which Batman.
Oh man.
Okay,
Okay,
you're
Michael
gonna say
Keaton
specifically
Batman.
the Michael
Dicey.
Keaton Batman.
Or
Okay.
the Captain America film that came out within our lifetimes.
Oh Jesus.
What? I don't know
You're
what
talking about the
about.
first Avenger Captain America?
Not the first Avenger Captain America. That shit,
Captain
the crappy
America.
like
Who directed
I'm gonna
it?
go with Captain America.
Who,
Okay.
Who's in it? Who's in the Captain America one?
like nobody.
He
would-
can't
Okay,
tell
then I'm
you.
gonna say the Captain America one came out first.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say Captain America as well.
He's gonna hate me. It's Batman.
What?
So that crappy like Captain America, and I'm the team who made it is like slipping my mind, but that came out in 1990.
Oh
then
my God!
Batman.
And
With the
89.
with the
You
Captain
talked it up
America
so
You
mo-
talked it up,
that we
so I
were
was
like,
like, I
oh,
don't
it's
even
with
remember
the
that.
Captain America motorcycle and the
Yeah, the one
like
and
the shield
wings.
on the
Yeah.
That was 1990?
Walter, you should know this. You're 55.
He's not 55.
I mean, sorry. Anyways.
Okay, so this next one's kind of a deep cut. Bloodsport or Best of the Best.
I don't know what any of these are.
I don't belong on this podcast, you guys. I don't know these
Oh,
movies.
no.
The next one will make
I
sense.
want to
Oh, yeah.
say crap. This is hard.
Wait, what are the movies again? Bloodsport.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Best of the best.
Okay, and
one.
then-
Come on,
or
Walter.
Best of the Best.
Who's
with,
in that
like,
one?
Simon Rhee and
Philip and Simon Rhee,
Yeah.
and then best of the Bloodsport is Van Damme.
Walter, you're
Eric
our only
Roberts.
hope.
I'm gonna
Help
say the
us.
second one came out first.
I want to say Bloodsport.
Final answer,
I
everybody?
don't even know
No.
the titles of what you just said.
Wait, but
so
I just
pick
want
one.
to try anyways.
Okay.
We don't get docked for trying,
No, no,
right?
no, no.
Okay, I'm
get
gonna say
docked.
the Jean-Claude Van Damme one came
Bloodsport.
second,
Oh.
so the other one came first.
Best of the best.
Best of the best, yeah.
Walter
Ah!
Yes.
Okay. All right. I fail.
That's
and our
tough.
last one, the last one. All
Okay,
right.
okay.
Okay.
This one, I mean, it's a little more recent, so hopefully this will make more sense. Blade, Wesley Snipes,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
or The Matrix, the first Matrix.
Oh,
Oh.
First Matrix was 1998.
no, 1999.
1999. Okay.
Blade.
Blade.
Final answer from everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Blade!
Yeah!
All right. So,
Yes, wiener, chicken, Jimmy John's dinner.
Jimmy John. Jimmy John.
Thank you, Jimmy John's.
Jen and Walter are tied. 1-3 apiece.
Sharing is caring.
I don't have a tiebreaker, So
It's
sorry.
okay. We can share victory like the
We'll
great
just-
democratic society we are.
Yeah, totally.
trying
Yeah,
to
we'll just
be.
eat
I like
Kaitlyn's
that.
Jimmy John box.
I'm not
food.
okay with this. You know what? I at least tried. Jen didn't answer some of the questions.
Oh.
I
So
answered.
I should be given
Dang.
points for trying.
Dang.
Because I don't
Spoken like a true
give up.
millennial.
Dang.
Next time around, I'll give half points and stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I like that.
What? When we give half points, we're gonna like.
It's like the
start,
SATs.
We get trophies too, right?
No. We're gonna start like breaking off trophy and a piece for you, Gretchen Wiener.
Wow.
A piece for you.
Anyways, what's the next topic, Earl?
So we're going to do a little bit of a wrap up. What's going on for what are you recommending this week in pop culture?
Oh, okay. You
Whoever
want
wants
to
to
start?
start.
I still haven't finished the second season of Castlevania,
So
but I
good.
started it. Team
I'm
Alucard
working
all the
on that,
way.
yeah.
Team Trevor. Okay.
Trevor Belmont.
Yes.
Team
Team
Sophia.
Sypha.
Sypha.
Sophia.
Sophia. You're
I
out.
I don't have any
Sephiroth?
names.
What?
Yes,
I
Team
want
Sephiroth.
Team
Always
Sephiroth.
Team Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
Who? Oh my God. Who would win in a battle? Alucard or
Or
Sephiroth?
Sephiroth.
Oh, I don't know.
Alucard because he's sexy, duh.
One wing Sephiroth.
Yeah, but like that's
yeah,
like
but Sephiroth can literally
like supernova.
call.
Yeah, celestial bodies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he can call demons, right?
Yes. Latin.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so I started that. I started reading Dune,
Right.
Frank Herbert's Dune. I started playing, this is so old, The Wolf Among Us.
Yes.
Oh, that's
I was the
great.
one that
That's
showed it
also
to
one,
her.
right?
Yeah, so my roommate's boyfriend had to leave the country because
Right.
his visa like expired,
Never mind.
and it would cost like $2,000 to send all his stuff. So he said, "Why don't you guys just keep it?"
Nice.
So now I've got a shit ton of new video games, books, and movies.
That's awesome.
So party at my
What an
house.
awesome dude.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
Lisa.
Yeah,
I know.
they,
Can we
they,
share
he
that?
left the Telltale Game of Thrones, which I
Ooh,
want
nice.
to play.
I still
Let's
haven't
do
played
it, dude.
Have you guys played Rain? Game of Thrones Rain?
No.
It's actually really
Oh,
fun.
What's that?
is
It's-
that the one? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like
You mean like
Reigns,
Game of Thrones?
you know that phone game called Reigns, and it's basically kind of like a Tinder swipe left, swipe right.
Wait,
but it's a,
what?
But it's a choose
What?
It's a choose your own adventure that's based on swiping left or swiping right to make
Oh,
decisions.
no, I haven't
It's
played
like a
that.
dating
in the game. No,
Oh, okay.
it's just only
Can
the
there be a
swiping
dating
is like.
Wait, what's it
Tinder.
called? Rain?
Reigns or
Reigns?
But there's a GOT version, and basically you play as a person sitting on the Iron Throne, be it Arya.
That's awesome.
Khaleesi.
So can I
yeah.
download this on my iPhone?
Of course, yeah.
Oh,
it's
I
like
got
$3.
excited, so I'm squeezing the
It's
mic
like
again.
$3.
Sorry.
Stop.
Sorry.
Oh, I gotta grip.
I gotta grab something.
We're all going to start doing this.
Massaging the mic.
I'm
We are on
sorry.
camera.
It's a lot of fun. And
Oh
it's
man, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes. It's a lot of fun, and you also get to build up, like, you got to balance out how much you're progressing in the kingdom versus how
Just
much
kill
money.
Wait, so I
everyone.
can download
Kill,
it on
kill,
my
kill,
on,
kill,
the,
kill.
on the application?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, can you show me after this? Because I really want to download
yes,
that.
Ma, yes, Ma.
Okay, all right,
You're
cool.
next.
Because tonight, at the launch party when I'm drunk off of
gonna
5
have to play some
cocktails,
Reigns. That's
I'm
right.
gonna have to decide what
5
happens to
full
the
cocktails.
kingdom
Yes,
and the good of the
exactly.
realm.
Good one.
Anyways,
anyway,
yeah, your
hi,
turn.
yeah, it's me. So right now, I'm still chugging through Detroit Become Human, the game.
Still?
Still.
I played the first 10 minutes. Does that
I'm
count?
about like 70% through, I think.
Oh, good.
And yeah, it's the game that Quantic Dream made with Kara, who was released as a small short tidbit, right, back in the day, like on YouTube. It's like, hey, here's this android named Kara. Like, what is this about? And it was a really sad video that came out years ago, and then now finally Detroit is out, and it's about all these androids in Detroit becoming human. It's
But
pretty
so
fun.
much more exciting
They're
than
just
that.
they're
I feel.
really
AI
exciting.
coming to life.
It's pretty
I almost
exciting.
cried in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
because it's like a moral story.
Yeah.
Again, I'm drawn to moral stories, but yeah, it's all about these androids gaining consciousness and what are the moral implications of like free will.
What
and
is life?
What
You're
is
drawn to
life?
moral stories.
Yeah,
I'm drawn
yeah.
to immoral stories. How's that for you guys?
Oh God, but isn't that the same thing?
It's called a joke, Jen.
Relative morality.
Yeah, alignment.
Okay.
alignment chart. We
Chaotic
should take
good.
that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, real quick, is just my recommendation is The Kingdom or Kingdom on Netflix. Check it out. It's
I
a
want to see it.
Imperial Korea period piece. / zombie movie.
How many episodes is it?
It's only 6 episodes.
Oh, nice.
So I wish there was more, and I'm really looking forward to season 2. I hope they get it out as soon as possible. But acting is great, the set design is great, and it's great. It's just weird perspective, like a place where they sort of have guns, but it's like a period piece guns. Like,
Is
they
it
got
like
little
19th century? Muskets.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
All right.
If I had to signify muskets like non-verbally, I would do exactly
Imagine
that.
that, like a Mario Party, like Wii-controlled game, like muskets.
Muskets. You'd have to watch it to
Pack it
understand.
faster.
It's because you do have to load the musket, and you have to go like that
All right,
to push the gunpowder
That's a
in.
bit long for a musket. Anyways, so are you like a Kriyabu now? Is
And
that the deal?
nah. But I do. But it's a great show, and I'm gonna follow it when it comes out. And video games, I'm still on Odyssey, like Assassin's Creed
Wow.
Odyssey. It's a huge map, like
That's crazy.
it's
yeah.
gigantic.
Wait, which one is
map.
Odyssey again?
It's the latest one.
Yeah,
where you're-
what's the
Assassin's Creed.
no, what's the time period?
It's
Oh, it's
Roman,
in
right?
no, it's Greek
Oh,
area.
right. Gotcha.
It's back
Yeah,
in
like the
you're just
Odyssey.
following Leonidas. You're like great grandchild, grandchild of Leonidas, and you're following the Greek mythology, and it's kind of cool because it's taking Greek mythology and they're like, but sort of bringing them down to like, what if it was real life?
Are there sexy sirens?
I haven't gotten to that if there is.
There must be.
Sexy
It's
Skilla.
part of the Odyssey.
Like
yeah.
it has like
Sexy characters.
Hercules'
Characters and
like
so-
challenges, so like you get to hunt some of them, like, but they're just like really gigantic creatures.
Is
So
there like a Cyclops?
oh, actually, I stumbled
Yes!
upon the Cyclops by accident.
God,
and I-
Really?
yeah,
Do you
I
meet
was-
Cersei in a cave?
I was wandering.
Pigs?
I was wandering. Yeah, I killed the boar, and then I'm looking for. I'm hunting the Nemean lion right now.
Oh wow!
But like the Cyclops, like I saved. He's like one of the top bosses. So I just,
Oh.
I just stumbled upon him when I was wandering around, and I was like, "Ooh, let me see if I can fight him."
All the
He's like-
teammates.
Do not engage with the Thunderjaw.
That's why I was like,
Yeah,
"Of course
do
I
not
saw.
engage
I
with the
saved.
Thunderjaw.
I saved first."
Yeah.
Right.
There's,
That's only the smart thing to do.
yeah, but
Saving.
the Cyclops is awesome. He came out. I was like, "Yeah."
Hey, I know about you, but you don't know about me yet.
So what's up?
Yeah. So Earl, how about
So
you?
Earl.
I am still replaying Transformers Devastation,
Ooh.
which is the
Wow.
cel-shaded G1 Transformers game
Nerd.
by Platinum Games, released by Activision. So it's a lot of fun. It's combo based. The game itself is relatively quick. It's like eight hours or so, but there's a lot of replay because you get to play through all the characters if you want. And still playing. I'm actually finally catching up on the Tomb Raider, the Shadow of the Tomb Raider
Yeah.
DLC.
Which he's on.
You know
the
what
Path
that
of the
is?
Serpent.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, and that's it. Those two things are like have been what I'm doing lately, and Umbrella Class, of course.
Umbrella
Umbrella
Class? Are
Class.
you
God, I always
Umbrella
forget.
Academy.
Umbrella Academy.
Deadly. It's
Deadly
not
Class.
Deadly
Deadly
Class.
Class.
Umbrella
Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy
One day,
over
I'm
Deadly
gonna get
Class.
these
Deadly
two.
Academy.
Well, one day I'm gonna get that right. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in to our inaugural episode of PanGeekery.
We made it.
Yes.
Thank you to
Thanks for
Jimmy
joining in.
John
Thank
for
you,
Jimmy
sponsoring
John.
Thank
us.
you, Jimmy John.
fed
The
us.
food was delicious.
Starting
And
So
crew,
delicious.
amazing crew.
Yeah.
And to the team
Yes.
Arnold
behind the
Rodney,
camera.
Behind the
Joe,
camera.
Yes.
Amazing.
Put your clothes back on,
Mark.
guys.
Show's over.
Arnold, Ed, thank you guys.
No more butt. Stop. No
So
more
no
butt
more-
action.
No
No
more
more
butt
buttload.
action.
No more
No more buttloads.
buttloads.
Ew.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out by internet
Gross,
poll.
you guys.
Check us out. We're gonna have a poll. Like, what is the definition of a buttload?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's put it up.
Yeah,
And,
do you have to sit on the load,
Stop,
or
Brett.
do you just
Sorry,
weigh? How do you
whoa.
weigh the butt by itself?
Oh right. We
Let's-
have
Is
to
it
tear
is it a
Slice the shit
Kardashian?
out
Is it a
of this.
Kardashian butt? Or
Like, everything I learned about the Kardashians, I did not want to learn. I learned against my will.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that
right?
today.
That
Yeah.
was like a
It's a meme. Yeah.
And with that, my name is Earl Baylon. You can find me. Oh.
Ooh,
So you
because
can
everyone's
find
saying,
us
"Oh."
everywhere online at PanGeekery. That's Instagram and on Twitch and Twitter. Everything's PanGeekery. Even Facebook. It's all PanGeekery.
And if anyone is just wondering how you spell PanGeekery, we
It's
have
right
this
there.
awesome sign.
Don't you
P.
like our
And
awesome
if you
sign, by
want,
the
You can
way?
capitalize the G.
Yeah.
PanGeekery.
PanGeekery.
And I just want to give
check out that
credit.
sign.
Yeah, team
Who
effort,
made that
but
sign?
I got to
did.
give
Not
you
me.
credit.
Yeah.
You did a great job making
Yeah,
this.
isn't that awesome?
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Yay.
So yeah, and you guys can follow me, Man of Tales, on Instagram. I'm Walter.
I'm Jenapher. That's JenapherZheng. I don't know. Complicated. I have many needs.
You can follow me, Press Fae, PRESSFAE. It's supposed to be a play on press play. Anyways, that was lame. It's
seems
a
so
Fae.
excited
My
about
manager
it.
made me do it. Okay. Anyway.
You can find me on earlbaylon.com. All my socials are on there because they're all different, and I suck because of it. So, yay! All right, thanks everybody for tuning in.
All right.
Yay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye.